Astros jumped all over them and called on Mr. Sweepy. In the 6 weeks since that series, the Astros have remained one of baseball's hottest teams and passed the Brewers in the standings. Brett Myers takes the mound tonight as once again the Astros hope to break out. Mr. Sweepy.
Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, the Astros open a 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. The Astros splitting that hard-fought series with the Dodgers, 2 games each. And after sweeping the Brewers in 3 games earlier this season, Milwaukee comes back for a second visit, JD.
Yeah, the Brewers very good offensively in the first half, not so much since the All-Star break. As a matter of fact, their last 4 games in this ballpark, they've managed to score just 2 runs, though. One of the guys you're obviously concerned about when you face the Milwaukee Brewers left fielder Ryan Braun. He's part of our Jaguar key matchup. We take a look at 2 standout outfielders, Hunter Pence and Ryan Braun, both breaking into the National League in 2007. Braun was the Rookie of the Year. Hunter finished 3rd that year, both having outstanding seasons this year. Boy, Braun on the road this year has been really good, hitting .342. Hunter Pence has been great here at Minute Maid Park. He's leading the National League in RBIs in the second half. Hunter Pence is with 44. So the spotlight shines on 2 very talented outfielders in this series.
Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. Is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. This is leg number 2 of this 3-leg home stand, which is 10 games. The Cincinnati Reds are here for 3 over the weekend. First of 3 with the Brewers and Astros. And the starting lineup for Ken Macha's club is brought to you by Capital One. Ricky Weeks is the leadoff man. He plays second base. He's followed by shortstop Alcides Escobar. Ryan Braun, the first player in history to have 20 home runs in the first 4 seasons as a Brewer. That's third in left field. It's Casey McGee at first. Prince Fielder has the flu tonight. He was scratched from the lineup. Corey Hart's in right field. Matt Gavel at third base. Carlos Gomez in center field. Jonathan Lucroy the catcher. Chris Narvis in the pitcher.
Brett Myers for the Astros tonight carries a 11-7 record of the mound in 29 starts. 2.91 ERA, good for 8th best in the National League. Also among the league leaders in innings pitched and complete games. Rock solid here at home. 6-0 at Minute Maid Park this year with a 223 earned run average. Defensive help comes from Lee, Bourne, and Pence. Left, center, right. Infield of Johnson, Manzella, Keppinger, and Wallace. Roberto Quintero behind the plate.
Astros 6-6 against the Brewers. 3-0 against them here at Minute Maid Park this season. Brett Myers facing a club which is coming off a 3-3 homestand against St. Louis and Chicago. Ricky Weeks leads it off. He brings plenty of thunder to that leadoff spot. 26 homers, 78 runs batted in, a .263 average. And there's strike one. Mike DeMuro calling the balls and strikes. Weeks has scored 96 runs. Here's the leadoff man who's 7th in the league in total bases. Chases a heater and it's no balls, 2 strikes on Weeks. He's having a very, very fine year. Returning to health this year. He's appeared in all but 1 game for the Brewers. 0 for his last 12, though. Myers just missed in, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count for Brett.
Yeah, Weeks a dangerous hitter, very quick bat. 26 bombs, 29 doubles, 4 triples. He can steal a bag for you.
And that one caught him looking. Weeks strikeout victim number 1 for Myers.
Keeps his slider on the inside corner, front door breaking ball. And may have gotten the benefit of the doubt there from Mike DeMuro, but a nice start for Brett Myers. 1 up, 1 down with a punch out.
Alcides Escobar is next. Very good shortstop, taking ball 1. 246 for a batting average, 4 homers, 40 runs batted in. He didn't hit much on the just completed homestand, going 3 for 18 with 1 RBI, but he is a slick fielder.
Outstanding range at shortstop, and he can run 9 triples for Escobar.
He's hit .250 against the Astros. That pitch is up for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Brett Myers was away in Florida for the birth of his 3rd child and just returned to the Astros after spending a couple of days in Florida. Foul ball back, makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he's also coming off a 4-0 win at Chicago against Randy Wells on Wednesday, in which he went 7 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs, and he struck out 8. It's in the air and into shallow center field. Michael Bourne moves in. 2 outs.
This Brewer club with plenty of firepower. 5 different hitters with 20 home runs or more. That's more than any other club in Major League Baseball. But they've been in a bit of a funk lately. Their second half numbers significantly off what they did in the first half. Last week, as a team, they're hitting .219. So a lot of struggling hitters coming into this series.
Ken Maka's club has scored 659 runs, but allowed 734. Ryan Braun at .303 with 20 bombs has driven in 85. He smacks one to left center field with a lot of carry on it. Braun rattles that sign and heads for second base with a 2-out double. That's his 37th of the year. Hit it right off the 30 million fans banner in the bullpen area.
Jumped all over that first pitch fastball, trying to slot one over the outside corner and drifted right over the middle. And Brett lucky that one stayed in the yard. That was a home run swing. Braun has been a beast on the road this year. .342 his road batting average.
Three-time All-Star, really has struggled at home. Casey McGee at 284 with 21 homers has 93 runs batted in and has hit well against the Astros. Ground ball up the middle. Tommy Manzella to his left. Quick throw. And it goes to Wallace for the third out. No runs a hit. A runner stranded. Astros up in a moment. With his Capital One starting lineup for Brad Mills, it's Michael Bourne in center field, Jeff Keppinger at second base, Hunter Pence in right, Carlos Lee in left, Chris Johnson at third base, Brett Wallace plays first, Tommy Manzella is the shortstop with Humberto Quintero the catcher for Brett Myers.
And left-hander Chris Narveson for the Brewers tonight. He's made 24 starts. He's also worked out of the pen, 11-7, 5.20 ERA. He's been throwing the ball well lately. Last 7 starts, 3-0, 3.38 ERA. It's fastball, changeup, curveball, and a slider for Narveson.
Michael Bourne, the first to face him. And he shoots a line drive right by the third baseman Gamble into left field, jumping on the first pitch for a leadoff single. Well, Michael, after a good weekend, including a pair of triples, going 5 for 12 with 3 runs batted in against the Dodgers, starts the week this way.
Hangs in there nicely. Narveson tough on lefties. They're hitting just .222 against him. Steps towards the first base line a little bit with that crossfire delivery. Michael hangs in there and pings one to left.
Michael, the league leader with 49 steals, has 61 attempts. Jonathan Lucroy has thrown out 14 to 45. Narveson's been pretty tough for opposing base runners. Jeff Keppinger looking at ball one. Jeff has hit in 8 of his last 9 games, 287 for the season, 5 homers, 52 driven in. He's hit .333 against the Brewers. He was 3 for 11 with an RBI against the Dodgers over the weekend. And he looks at it for a strike. 1-1. That foot injury continues to feel its presence, but he said really he got a day off yesterday, but he's just going to play through it. He thinks about 6 weeks of rest will take care of it this winter. And there's a wide throw bringing McGee off first base on the Narveson toss.
Narveson not a real hard thrower. Very similar to tomorrow night's starter for the Brewers. As a matter of fact, Chris Capuano goes tomorrow for Milwaukee.
Narveson's 28 from Englewood, Colorado. Another throw goes over. Narveson was the second-round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals in 2000. They traded him to Colorado in the Larry Walker deal in 2004. And then another trade took him to Boston. It was a waiver claim by the Cardinals. Free agent, signed with Milwaukee in December of 2007. Bourne takes off. Lucroy's throw almost hit the pitcher, and he's safe. 50 steals for Michael Bourne.
And they had him dead to rights if he was trying to steal the mound. He was going for second base. Actually, not a real bad throw. And with Bourne going, you have to do everything just right, and there's a tendency to rush the mechanics. Counts did not take a lot of steam out of that throw.
No. Second in the majors to Juan Pierre. Michael stole 61 last year. The count's 2-1 now. And Keppinger rips a line drive, left field corner. That one comes down fair. Kicks back toward the infield. Scoring Bourne. 1-0 Houston. RBI double Keppinger. That's his 53rd run batted in. Double number 30 for Jeff.
Well, the Astros dropped the 4 spot on the Dodgers in the first inning yesterday. On their way to that 7-4 victory. Keppinger just misses hitting it out of here. That's a good start right there. Single double. Hunter Pence homered in the first yesterday. Now he gets a turn.
Hunter with 84 runs batted in has set a new high for a major league season. He has 24 homers and he's hit 288. Taps that one foul, strike one. Hunter's 9th in the league in total bases now, and also 9th in hits with those numbers, including 333 against Milwaukee.
His 44 RBI since the All-Star break, the best mark in the National League.
He drove in a couple in the Dodgers series, going 4 for 16 there. Hit the first inning homer yesterday off Carlos Monasterios. And he's going to school with a kid tomorrow. 44 runs batted in since the break. Only Jose Bautista of Toronto has more in the majors.
Probably half of those on home runs for Bautista.
Hunter will make a visit to the Landrum Middle School tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Fly ball toward right field. Corey Hart moves in for it. That's the first out, and he gets to throw into the cutoff man.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of the Brewers defensively. It's Braun in left, Gomez, the speedy center fielder, Corey Hart with a big arm out there in right. Gamble's at third, Escobar Weeks in the middle. McGee gets a start at first base. Prince Fielder on the shelf with flu-like symptoms. Jonathan Lucroy does the catching. It's kind of weird to play the Brewers and look out at first base and not see Prince Fielder. I mean, he was out there every single day.
He's played in 327 straight games, longest current streak in the majors. Carlos Lee, the former Brewer, comes up with one out and a runner at second. He takes strike one. 243 is his average. With 21 homers, he's driven in 83, 7 of those against Milwaukee pitching. He needs one more run scored to reach 1,000 for Carlos's career. Out into left center field, gliding over for it, Carlos Gomez makes the catch. 2 outs. And now Chris Johnson bats.
Keppinger after that RBI double out there with nobody out. So, hate to see that opportunity to put a crooked number on the board. Slide by. Opportunity for Chris Johnson to be a hero.
Well, Milwaukee has seen a lot of him. A 467 average for CJ with a homer and 7 runs batted in against the Brew Crew. Chris had 1 hit, a homer in the Dodgers series, and drove in 3. He's out with a sore back for a couple of days. He takes a strike. Wasn't anything major, and Chris could have been in the lineup yesterday, but being a day game after the night game, Brad Mills wanted to give him more time because he didn't have time to get out and take swings and stretch. There wasn't hitting yesterday. Fouls it back, and of course, precaution reigns supreme this time of year, especially with young players, and that's the situation too in the Astros bullpen right now. A lot of those guys have been coming in time after time here in September.
A lot of times, though, it's just a third of an inning or so at a time because there are so many of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to watch Millsy operate with all those pitchers.
Well, he was joking about it today when he met with the media. 1-2 now to Johnson. He said, I know you guys are getting tired of seeing me go to the mound, but He said, I'm not trying to play the matchup game. It's just I don't want to ask too much of these pitchers here at the end of a long season and overtax them. So I'm trying to get them out of there before they might develop a problem. Johnson's down on strikes, and in the first inning, it's a single for Bourne, a steal of second, and an RBI double for Keppinger. 1-0 Astros.
Hey, baseball fans, Chevy is a proud sponsor of youth baseball programs throughout the state of Texas. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy's commitment to youth baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. 1-0 lead for Brett Myers. Corey Hart, the first man to face him here in inning number 2. Looks at a breaking pitch, and there's ball 1 to Hart. 27 homers for Corey. That puts him in the top 10 in the National League. He's driven in 89 with a .278 batting average. A solid year for the right fielder. Bangs that one off his leg, and it's a 1-1 count.
Well, the speculation before the trade deadline that Corey Hart might be moved. He's an all-star this year. .304 career hitter in this ballpark. He hits a lot of line drives. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He can drop down a bunt and steal a bag for you.
Yeah, very talented guy.
And he plays hard, too. I like the way he plays the game.
Good breaking pitch. Struck him out. That's number 2 for Myers.
Myers shaking Q off a couple of times to get that pitch. Clearly had an idea of what he wanted to do. And he did it. Executed it well, punched him out for his second one. Got Weeks looking, and now Hart swinging at the curveball.
25-year-old Matt Gamble among the September call-ups by the Brewers. Could be playing a lot for them next year. That's strike 1 to Gamble. He is 0 for 3 as a Brewer this season. .241 career batting average in the big leagues with 5 homers, 20 runs batted in. He had 128 at-bats last year for Milwaukee. That's in tight on him, and it's a 1-1 count to Matt Gamble, who's played third, but also this year, the last few weeks of the minor league season, played some first base and some outfield. He was recalled from Nashville September 1st. Oh, that looked good, but not to Mike DeMuro. 2-1. Gamble spent some time on the DL early in the season. He had a slight tear of a muscle in his right shoulder. He's at that inside breaking ball, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gamble entered this year as the 3rd best prospect in the Brewers organization, ranked by Baseball America. Broken bat. The bat goes flying, and the ball rolls out to Keppinger. It throws to Wallace. 2 outs. And Myers kept working inside, and there's the trophy he got.
Ball almost hit the bat. Which I don't believe I've ever seen happen.
No.
But look how close it comes.
It really did.
What's the rule?
We're going to have to look that up.
I mean,
we think it's in play, but we're going to have to look that up. It was unintentional, of course, which it was. Now Carlos Gomez, who came in the trade for J.J. Hardy from Minnesota, bends down, and there's ball 1. 227 for Gomez. 5 homers, 22 runs batted in. He has scored 33. Gomez fouls that breaking pitch to make it a 1-ball-1-strike count. Gomez has had 256 at bats this year. He's made 60 starts, 59 of those in center field. Fouls that one back, and it's a 1-ball-2-strike count to Gomez. He spent some time on the disabled list with a concussion. Also had a strained left rotator cuff. Carlos, a young player, just 24. And that's a close one, too.
A young player with a lot of tools. The story on him is he kind of needs to smooth out his game a little bit, become a little more consistent in his approach at the plate.
Myers shaking off the signs from Quintero. You mentioned the Myers game in Milwaukee, June 29th. He gave up 4 homers in that one. Ground ball to the left side. Johnson to his left. Good range. 1-hop throw. Not in time. He had to get his body turned for the throw, and Gomez is fast. He beat it out for an infield hit.
Speed a big part of his game, and you're going to see it here. CJ does a nice job, but by the time he sets and throws across the diamond, Gomez clearly safe.
Jonathan Lucroy comes up next. With 4 homers, 17 runs batted in. He carries a .265 batting average. 111 against Houston with 1 homer. Runner going. Quintero's throw drifts, and Gomez steals the bag. That's his 13th in 15 tries.
The battle of his speedy center fielders is on. Hugh had to hurry that throw like LaCroix did with Borngorn, and it looked to me like Hugh never really got a good handle on that ball. Had a lot of tailing action on it. Probably threw a 2-seamer when he preferred to throw a 4-seamer.
Lucroy takes that one. It's 2 balls, no strikes. The announcement was made after the first inning when Michael Bourne stole his 50th. That he has become the second Astro to have back-to-back 50 stolen base seasons. Cesar Cedeno did it from 72 through 76. Stole 50 bases or more.
There's unwilling to give in here now that he's got a base open and the pitcher on deck.
Injury to Greg Zaun has given Lucroy playing time. He is 0 for 7 at Minute Maid Park this year. Jonathan came up from AAA Nashville on May 21st. Zaun went down, and Lucroy draws the walk to bring up Narveson. Narveson has great numbers. 14 hits and 42 at bats. 333 average.
Should have pitched to Lucroy.
7 runs batted in for the pitcher.
Man, guy should be an outfielder.
Superb numbers for Chris Narveson. And he takes the first pitch. Ball 1 to Chris. Chris had Tommy John surgery in 01. He has really paid his dues in the minor leagues with a decade of service there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Narveson was with the Cardinals briefly in 06. and then spent 07 and 08 in the minors. It's 2 balls and a strike. Myers in those 3 starts JD talked about, all in Milwaukee, went 6 innings in each. He gave up 2 runs in 1, got a no decision. The 7 runs in 6 innings gave him a loss, and 4 runs in 6 innings, another loss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He rips it by Narveson. Narveson last year pitched 21 games for Milwaukee, 26 for Nashville. On the curve, he swung and missed, striking out. Strikeout number 3 for Myers. No runs a hit, 2 men stranded. 1-0 Houston.
In the bottom of the 2nd inning, this date in Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history on this date in 1969. How about this one? Larry Dierker had a no-hitter for 8 2/3 innings, then left the game leading 2-0 in the 13th inning, only to see the Braves score 3 and ultimately win the game 3-2. It would have been Dirk's 20th win, so he loses the no-no with 1 out to go, hangs in there into the 13th inning, and the Astros end up losing 3-2.
Oh, boy. So hang with them. Well, Larry and a lot of the Astros alumni will be out here on Sunday signing autographs, we understand, from 12 to 2. Fred Wallace leads it off, home 2nd inning, 1-0 Astros. Fred had a big weekend. There's strike 1 to him. He has a .224 average, 2 homers, and 10 runs batted in for Brett. In the Dodgers series, he was 5 for 10 with a homer, driving in 3. 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in yesterday. That was his first multi-RBI game as a big leaguer. It's 1-1. And Chris at Las Vegas this year hit .384 against lefties for 112 at bats. He gets his shot against this lefty tonight. Taking that one for ball 2. Infield has shifted around, leaving him a lot of room on the left side of the infield for a hit through that area. He hits it to the right side. Ricky Weeks gobbles it up. 1 out for Narveson.
Got a ruling for you, Browning.
What do you have?
Rule 605H. If a bat breaks and part of it is in fair territory and is hit by a batted ball, or part of it hits a runner or fielder, play shall continue and no interference shall be called. If batted ball hits part of broken bat in foul territory, it is a foul ball.
Makes sense. Interesting that we really can't recall seeing that one at all, with all the broken bats. 221 for Tommy Manzella with a homer, 18 driven in.
Yeah, to be completely honest, so for me anyway, it could have happened 10 days ago and I would have forgotten.
Well, you're right. It's time to fess up. We're near the end of the year. We don't remember all these things. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've never seen that before. And then somebody said, "Remember the game?"
Oh yeah,
I have seen that before.
Yeah. Foul away. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Brewers have lost 4 in a row at Minute Maid Park. They were swept here earlier this season, and they scored only 2 runs in the last 4 losses here. Ken Maka's club can well remember having offensive struggles here. Manzela's down on strikes. That's number 2 for Narveson.
Narveson has been a nice little roll here lately, so wouldn't be surprised to see him pitch well. Third base side of the rubber. There's that crossfire delivery I was talking about, how he steps towards first base a little bit. He uses that front side as leverage, works against that front side, and that helps him get that good rotation on his curveball.
Humberto Quintero at 236 with 3 homers has driven in 13. That's roll foul, third base side. Narveson making his second start of the year against the Astros. He lost to Roy Oswalt in Milwaukee in May, 5-0. Beautiful time of the evening.
It's the pleasing hours. Sun's going down.
Yeah. Mosquitoes are coming out.
Maybe for the mosquitoes. It's too late in the day to do any chores.
Yeah.
I could, but nah, I don't want to do that.
Kind of a lazy time to kick back.
Put your feet up, turn on a ball game.
Q chases that one in the dirt.
Work the crossword puzzle while you watch a game.
Well, when the Brewers came here in late July, they lost 5-0, 6-0, and 5-2 in that series. Q unhappy with himself.
They're not the only ones. The Astros pitching has been very, very good of late and flat out dominant in this ballpark.
And Narveson breaks one off for strikeout number 3. It's 1-0 Astros after 2. Third inning coming this Saturday. The Astros battle the Reds at 6:05 p.m. in a Central Division showdown. Stick around after the game and enjoy a free concert with Texas country music legend Robert Earl Keen. Enjoy an exciting night of baseball and music. Visit Astros.com/REK for game tickets tonight. Saturday the 18th. And the Reds tonight are winning 5-2 over Arizona in Cincinnati in the bottom of the 4th inning. Drew Stubbs hit his 17th homer. Joey Votto belted number 34, and Jay Bruce has hit numbers 19 and 20.
Jay Bruce seems to get them in bunches.
Yeah, well, he's been out for a few days with an injury, so he just came back tonight. But you're right, he's a streaky guy. Strike one to Ricky Weeks. Weeks is the top home run hitting leadoff man in the majors. And also tops in runs batted in and runs scored from the top spot in the order.
Hey, that's a good question.
Yeah.
What's the record for leadoff home runs in a year?
Ooh. Ricky Henderson. What is the record?
Bobby Bonds, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Bobby Bonds. They might be.
Somewhere in the 30s, probably?
Probably low 30s would be the guess. Phil Boudreau is going to check
We'll look it up.
Good action there from Myers, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now on Weeks.
And Brett, not a real hard thrower, but he gets good movement on his fastball, and his breaking pitches are so good that adds to the effectiveness of his fastball. It gives a hitter a lot to think about. And his breaking ball command is as good as it gets.
Weeks fouls it back. Ricky turns 28 today.
Hey, it's Ricky Weeks. Wade Miller celebrating a birthday. Fiona Apple, Jacqueline Bissett, Dave Mustaine, and Johannes de Koe, the famous Dutch writer.
Oh, yeah.
Wrote the popular children's story Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, okay. He also was a wallpaper artist on the weekends, I heard. But we make this stuff up all the time.
How old's Wade Miller today?
Oh,
and look at the number.
Didn't see it.
What? He was a good competitor.
Yeah. Foul tip strikeout. That's strikeout number 4.
Just 34, eh?
Brad Ausmus was talking about him over the weekend and mentioning him. He got a very good winning percentage here.
He used to beat up the Brewers in Milwaukee.
We called it Miller Park.
Yeah.
But then that was the name of it. So why not?
We called it Wade Miller Park.
Yeah, we frequently call the parks by the wrong name. Fly ball to right field. Hunter Pence backing, checking the wall. And good retreating catch on that Escobar drive. It hit it a long way to right.
Escobar with only 4 home runs, but showing good pop there, driving the ball the other way. So as he continues to grow, develop, get a little stronger, he may be a guy who hits the ball out of the ballpark a little bit more frequently than we've seen this year.
Deep drive for the second out. Now it's Ryan Braun. He really smacked the liner to left center field for a double. First time up. Braun just 26 years old. A first round pick in 05. He looks at ball 1. The Brewers have 5 players with 20 homers or more for the 4th time in their franchise history and the 3rd time in the last 4 years. And they're the only team in the majors that has 5 with 20 homers. There's a 342 road average for Ryan Braun that you talked about, and we've been hearing most of the season that he really has difficulty hitting at Miller Park with the shadows, so they closed the roof partially several days ago, and he started hitting. And maybe he has a point. Broken bat looper to left. He's 2 for 2 in this game. A double and a single now for Braun tonight.
Such a good hitter. That ball got in on him, broke his bat, but still able to muscle it out there for a base hit. I think he just needs to live in a hotel in Milwaukee. He should move into the Pfister.
Okay. But that's haunted.
Well, live in the other wing.
Maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah. Well, good look there. Pulled the hands in there. Got enough of it. Keep an eye on him. He likes to run.
Very aggressive player. Casey McGee bats. McGee takes it. It's strike 1. He grounded to shortstop in the first inning. McGee, 27 years old, from Santa Cruz, California, and Fresno State. He rolls this one up the line. At first, it stays fair. Might have hit a pebble. Quintero throws him out. Quintero thought he tagged him, and he's talking with Mike DeMuro. DeMuro said no, he didn't tag him, but that's a 3rd out either way. It's no runs a hit and a man stranded, and it's 1-0 Astros. Padres and Giants in a dead heat, and the Rockies are now only a game and a half out, Katie.
Yeah, how about that? Game-winning home run by Jason Giambi yesterday. The Rockies have won 10 in a row now. And they open a home series tonight with the San Diego Padres. Who knows? They could be in first place by the end of that.
Could be another Rocktober. Ed Myers 179, taps that one off the end of the bat foul. And it's 0-2 to Myers, who has 10 hits and 56 at-bats. You talked about Narveson. He's really been in a nice groove lately. And he settled into one in this game after giving up a single, a steal, and a double. He's gone 2-0 in the last 3 starts with a 2.21 ERA. It's Myers to foul it back. Last start against St. Louis was a very good one for him. He won it 4-2. He gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in 7 innings. He struck out 9.
It's going to be a key for the Brewers next year. They're going to have to pitch the ball a lot better than they did this season.
Struck him out.
You got the battle of the curveballs underway here.
Yes, sir.
Myers' best pitch, and it's proving to be Narveson's most effective weapon as well.
4 strikeouts.
It'll be interesting to see what Doug Melvin does this winter if they do move Prince Fielder. I think his #1 priority would be to land starting pitching.
That's what we're hearing. Michael Bourne roped a single by Gamble and stole second, coming around to score, and now he looks at ball 1. Michael said he really isn't feeling terribly beaten up here in September. Feels pretty good. We're near the end of the long season. He's going to stay with the conditioning program that he's had in the winter. One ball, 1 strike as he runs up on that one. And Michael, when he scored in the first inning, scored for the 82nd time this year. Last year he scored 97 runs when he was the team MVP. He does not have the batting average he did last year when he hit 285. 2 balls and a strike. He can certainly come close to the stolen base total he wound up with, 61 last year. And run scored. He bunts by Narveson. Ricky Weeks barehanding, throwing, and
Wow.
Weeks. That was a sensational play by Weeks, who was headed toward home plate.
And all Michael can do is smile at him and say, well, good, nice play, because that's exactly where he was trying to place this bunt. Drag bunt, get it past the pitcher, force the second baseman to come in and make a play. And boy, Ricky Weeks came up with a gem. I thought he was going to go behind the back here. I thought it was his only chance.
It was some kind of a play by Weeks. Now Jeff Cappinger. He gets another knock through the left side. After his RBI double in the first, he follows up with a single here in the third.
Well, no surprise to see Keppinger having success against a left-handed pitcher. Hey, he shaved.
Very good.
Look at that.
Not too sure.
Has he not been hitting?
He's been hitting fine. That wouldn't be a reason. Hunter Pence hit a fly ball to right in the first. That's behind third, but foul. We mentioned Hunter will go to school tomorrow at Landrum Middle School at 11 a.m. as a part of the Whataburger and Astros Take a Player to School program. 7th grader Jacob Barrios will have lunch with Hunter and then escort him to meet his classmates.
I think it'd be funny if Hunter got detention, had to stay after school and clean the chalkboard. I mean, you probably had to do that in school.
Yeah.
Remember, you had to clop the erasers. You had to clop the erasers.
Clop them, yeah.
Knock all the dust out of them. I don't think they use chalk anymore, though, do they?
I don't know.
So like whiteboards.
Oh, we have everything on a computer screen now. Upstairs. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike down. But wasn't it fun when you had to get there early and watch the teacher fill up the entire board, writing, all that great penmanship?
Yeah, and I had nuns. They were tough.
So they brought out the rulers when they weren't very good.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike. Just watching Narveson take that ball out of his glove. That's a little unusual.
A little tap he does. Bud Norris does that too. Greg Maddux used to do that a little bit. Probably at some point he felt like he was a little late with his delivery. He was probably not releasing the ball out in front enough, so he likes to take it out early, break his hands early.
Hunter puts it in the air. It's out toward right center field. Gomez coming all the way over, and he's there for the catch. No runs, a hit, a man stranded after 3, 1-0 Astros.
Effectively with that curveball all year long, and he's off to a good start. Narveson showing a good breaking pitch as well. The action there, that's a dandy. Similar approaches here. Obviously, one's a right-hander, one's a left-hander, but neither guy breaking 90 with the fastball. But such good breaking stuff that the fastball has been effective. He's shown a good changeup as well. And here's a cutter.
And ball and strike to Hart. Hart has driven in 77 runs since mid-May. Rocks one to left, and watch it go. Corey Hart gets one into the seats to tie it 1-1. Number 28 for Hart, giving him 90 runs batted in. Myers has now allowed 16 home runs this season. 6 have been hit by the Brewers off him.
Yeah, home runs allowed was a big problem for Brett last year. Has not been an issue this year. A very manageable number that he's allowed, 15 before this swing of the bat. Good thing Kevin wasn't out there.
Yeah, Kevin could have been in trouble on that.
In the back of the coconut.
Matt Gamble takes, and there's strike one to Gamble. He grounded out in the second inning. Gamble's had fielding problems at third base in the minor leagues. Good off-speed pitch makes it an 0-2 count to Gamble. Had decent numbers this year at Nashville. 309, 13 homers, 67 runs batted in. And he missed that time on the DL several weeks. Big cut at a breaking pitch, and he's down on strikes. That's number 5 for Myers. Carlos Gomez comes up next. Gomez had the infield hit to third. It was to the left of Chris Johnson first time up. CJ even with the bag right now because of Gomez's bunting ability. Shows bunt. Jonathan Lucroy's on deck. There haven't been many pitchers who have done what Brett Myers has done this year. Fly ball to center. Michael Bourne, in terms of going 6 innings or more, this could be his 30th consecutive start. That's number 2.
Oh yeah, and pretty much expected, don't we? I mean, we'd be, at this stage, we'd be stunned if he didn't.
Yeah. Jonathan Lucroy comes up. He drew the 4-pitch walk in the second inning. Already set the franchise record a few starts ago. Previous streak was held by Larry Durker, who had 26 in a row. Myers is one of only 9 pitchers since 1920 to throw at least 6 innings in each of his first 29 games to start a season. And the first since 2002 when Curt Schilling went 35 in a row.
In 1980, Steve Carlton went 38 consecutive starts. I'm guessing that's every start.
Sounds like it.
So he continues to move up the list. That includes the names of Carlton, Schilling, Gibson twice, Tom Seaver, Fergie Jenkins. Jack McDowell did it 30 times in 1993. Then Myers, Hurst, and Juan Marichal 29 times, 6 innings or more consecutively. Pretty good company.
Oh, yeah. 2 balls and a strike. Brad Mills was a coach in Boston for 6 years, and he sees some comparisons between Myers and Schilling. So they have different types of breaking balls, but just their mentality, the way they approached it, the way they were able to stay in games. Grounder to the left side and through past the diving Chris Johnson into left field. A 2-out single for Lucroy. That gets Narveson to the plate. A hit like that might be pretty innocent, but then again, it may not later on.
Just keep the line moving and give that lineup a chance to turn over next inning. But Narveson, you can't assume an easy out. He's a good hitter. Talked about that last time. Now, 38 starts for Carlton in 1980. It was 304 innings, so a lot of times it was a lot more than 6 innings.
Snap throw by Quintero. Lucroy back. Cue through from his knees, as he frequently does.
He loves this situation. Man on first, left-handed hitter in the box. He starts to salivate.
like a hungry guy who's had that steak on the grill for about 10 minutes. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Troy, not a base stealer, has no business getting picked off, but that was pretty close down there. That would be a big mental error to get picked there with the pitcher in the batter's box.
Oh. Huge. The Astros at the All-Star break were 4 games behind Milwaukee. Milwaukee was in 3rd, and the Astros were in 5th place. Narveson strikes out. That's number 6 for Myers. It's 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left. And it's 1-1 in the 4th.
Here in the 4th, and be sure to join the Astros this Sunday for the second Faith and Family Night of the season. After the 105 game against the Reds, stick around for the event, including a concert with Christian group Mercy Me. Tickets start at only $7. Visit Astros.com/mercy for tickets. And right there is a look at Rhonda Moline, the wife of Randy Moline, who is working in our truck, works the Fox Box. It is their 30th anniversary tonight. Randy is working, and she is there with her sister. Her sister's there in the pink hat. Sandy is her name. We want to wish Randy and Rhonda Moline a happy 30th anniversary, and I had a chance to talk to Randy, and I know he took her for a very nice $10 dinner up in the press box tonight, so congratulations to them. Very romantic, Randy.
Treated her a little at Press Lounge fried chicken.
Press box barbecue.
Sweet.
Patty knows how to rub it in. No balls, 2 strikes. Well,
at least she's having a cold beverage while Randy works.
Yeah, she was fine with it. She came up to meet us before the game.
There's no doubt about the cold beverage. You know, they are Canadian.
yeah, that's true. Carlos Lee, no balls, 2 strikes, and they'll make up for it with a really nice dinner some other night when Randy's not working. He's always working. 1-2 the count.
We're bound and determined to get him off the hook here, aren't you, Brownie?
I'm trying. He might fix my computer someday. You never know.
I'd be a little more lenient, but I'm dead last in the fantasy golf league that he's the commissioner of.
Liner to left, and that will be off the wall. Played perfectly by Braun, even though he got turned around a little bit on the line drive, and Lee winds up with a long single. Now, Braun may have turned the wrong way, but nonetheless, he was right there to hold Carlos to a single.
This ball absolutely blistered by the big man. Reached out and got extended through that low pitch. And Braun fortunate there that the Karen kicked right back to him. I'd like to give him credit for being that clever to position himself right there, but I'm just not buying it.
Well, it looked like he ran right into that. Good play. Chris Johnson struck out in the first inning.
Luck is the residue of design.
Yeah. So you're saying he designed it that way?
No, I'm saying he got lucky. I figured I'd throw that cliche out there. The Branch Rickey line.
Yeah.
Guys that work hard, prepare right, seem to catch more breaks.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case.
My goodness, Philadelphia. 10-0 over the Florida Marlins in the 6th inning.
Ruiz, Worth, Utley with home runs. This one goes to right field. Corey Hart over toward the line. One down.
Joe Blanton pitching for Philadelphia tonight. Oswalt with a shutout yesterday.
Phillies with a 1-game lead on Atlanta right now.
And Atlanta beating the Washington Nationals 4-0 after 7 in Atlanta.
Phillies have had the Marlins number this year. They're 10-5 against them. There's the scoreboard for you. San Diego with the early lead at Colorado, 2-0, bottom of the first. The Cubs are shutting out St. Louis.
Rockies will win that one in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, who's to say they won't? They had more magic yesterday coming from behind on the Giambi homer. They're winning their 10th in a row.
Troy Tulowitzki was named Player of the Week.
In the dirt for ball 2 to Brett Wallace.
Well, but the Rockies, sooner or later, they're going to have to go on the road. They have a long homestand here. We've got 72, 77, so 8 home games remaining after tonight. And the rest will be on the road.
Corey Lubke is pitching tonight for San Diego and Colorado. Miguel Tejada hit his 13th homer in that 2-run San Diego first.
All right, see if it gives Wallace something to swing at here. Favorable count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Two and 1 to Brett. We're talking about, remember yesterday when he took that 3rd strike?
Yeah.
The pitch was clearly inside. We were talking about that today on the bench before the game. How just the way he took that pitch let everybody know, okay, I know that wasn't a strike, but I'm a rookie and I can't say anything. So I'm going to have to take my lumps here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count now.
He kind of rolled his eyes at the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
As if to say, really?
Jeff Francis, by the way, is pitching for the Rockies tonight. It's his first game for them in quite some time. Coming off an injury. Tommy Manziel is on deck. Lucroy blocks it out in front. 3-2. Carlos started to make a little move toward second when that pitch was delivered.
And Lucroy, he kicked it 3 times before he picked it up. Trying to keep a close eye on Carlos and pick the ball at the same time. Kick, boot, kick, shuffle, slide. I should have just kicked it back to the mound.
Wallace grounds one foul. Still 3-2. Well, you got to look at your new quilt, JD. Nice get that was from Ethel Medlock, who sent it from Oklahoma. She spent a lot of work over the winter.
Oh, she did a beautiful job. Thank you, Ethel. Outstanding. That's just great craftsmanship.
Oh, superior workmanship, and took her all winter to do that last year. Big baseball fan, big Astros fan.
That's the story of baseball. Every section is dedicated to a different Hall of Fame player, and really great work. Meticulous,
tremendous detail. She has a little bio on all those players. Wallace takes a look at strike 3, and that's out number 2 for Narveson. That's his 5th strikeout.
Curveball has been such a big weapon for him, but the other thing he's done well is this pitch right here, this glove side fastball, lefty on lefty. To be able to throw that fastball over the outside corner, that's a very tough pitch for a hitter to get to.
Tommy Manzella struck out in the 2nd inning. The Astros lead Milwaukee by a game and a half right now for 3rd place. Players do not get any money additionally for finishing in 3rd place from the postseason pool of money. They do get money for finishing 2nd. Carlos is drawing a fair amount of attention. Baltimore 2, Toronto 1. They're in the bottom of the 7th at Baltimore. Brian Roberts hit his 4th home run for the Orioles. Edwin Encarnacion, number 14, for the home run happy Blue Jays. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Jays are 6-0 at Camden Yards this year. Buck Showalter's getting a lot of pub for the job he's done with that Oriole club since taking over.
Buck's one of those guys who just looks like he belongs in a baseball uniform.
Yankees and Tampa Bay, what a duel tonight. Sabathia and Price, 0-0 after 7. Liner to center field. Well hit ball by Manzella. Gets lead to 2nd base. Tommy hangs out a rope. The throw goes in toward 3rd now.
Tommy continues his good work against left-handed pitchers this year.
.316 against lefties coming into this game for Tommy.
Well, it seems like Sabathia, David Price, one of those guys, likely the Cy Young Award winner in the American League.
That's a good point.
3 hits total in the ball game. Yankees have 2, Rays have 1.
Sabathia is trying to become the first to reach 20 wins this year, and Price is shooting for number 18 tonight. Humberto Quintero struck out in the 2nd inning. Robinson's allowed 5 hits, no walks. .274 was the batting average against him. Ground ball to 2nd. Weeks with the toss. And there's the catch by Escobar. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. 1-1 through 4. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers, by AT&T, by Comcast, and by Gullo Ford and Gullo Toyota. It's a 1-1 ball game. And yes, school is in session, but that doesn't mean youngsters can't come to baseball games in September. A little bit younger than school age, having a good time tonight.
Rockets of air guitar right there. Young man getting after it. Now he's got the foam finger. Throwing a little cotton candy, and we're good to go.
Oh, yeah. 1-1 game. Brewers come up in the 5th inning with Weeks, Escobar, and Braun due to bat against Myers. Weeks has struck out both times. He took the all third strike in the first and swung it the second time up. There's ball 1. I mentioned that Atlanta 4-0 lead over Washington. They're now in the bottom of the 8th, and the Braves got all 4 in the 2nd inning. Chris Johnson, bare hands, throws on the run. Good play to get Weeks.
Yeah, take that, Ricky Weeks. He robbed Michael Bourne with a nice play. Chris Johnson gets Weeks. Had to go bare hand here. Weeks runs too well. The thrower's true, and they got their man.
He does have a strong arm. And now a curveball comes in for strike 1 to Escobar. Escobar's 0 for 2. And that is textbook, throwing off that right foot. You see Major League third basemen make that play all the time, and they make it look easy. There's really very little time for any kind of a mistake, though. You know, a third baseman have to not only master that play, but also diving to both sides. It is a real reaction position. Johnson gets a foul ball here. A hot corner.
Yeah, it's not so much about range. I mean, obviously, you'd like to have a guy who could go to his left and cover the line equally as well. Normally down there at third base, you see a broad-shouldered guy with good hands and a strong arm.
Yeah.
Chance to play with a couple of bats. Buddy Bell, Ken Caminetti.
Yes.
Could really play the position.
And Cammy, of course, had one of the best arms around. Buddy, really, toward the end of his career, didn't throw the ball that hard, but he got rid of it so quickly, and it was so accurate.
Yeah, he was fun to watch play.
Hit by that pitch, and Escobar will be the base runner with 1 out in the inning. Third hit batsman of the year for Myers.
And it's just a curveball that got away from him. Trying to throw a curveball. He just squirted out of his hand and backed up into Escobar.
And now he deals with Ryan Braun, who doubled to left center and singled to left. Braun has the highest batting average in the majors since August 2nd, .390. 4 points better than Paul Konerko of the White Sox.
Last time we saw him, he was struggling a little bit, but you knew pitchers were going to pay. You know he was going to get things turned around. Virtually no learning curve for this guy. Got to the big leagues and had to figure it out right away. Hasn't stopped hitting.
Strike to Braun. Boston's at Seattle later tonight, where Ichiro is 14 hits shy of reaching 200 for the 10th straight year.
Well, he's got the record for hits in the year, 250 something.
Yeah. That'll be John Lester for Boston. Doug Fister going for Seattle. Oakland won at Kansas City tonight. Already a final. 3-1 Oakland. Andrew Bailey got his 24th save. Bobby Kramer made his major league debut and got the victory for the A's. Swing and a miss by Braun. And that is Myers' 7th strikeout.
The Brewers hit a lot of home runs, and they do swing and miss a lot. Good down-breaking curveball to finish off Braun. Just about all the strikeouts swinging, all but one, and I'd say most of those swinging coming on the curveball.
Casey McGee looks at it. It is strike one. He's grounded out twice.
262 hits for Ichiro in 2004 to set the major league mark.
Wow. There's some stories, when Pete Rose came back to Cincinnati to celebrate breaking the hit record. And that was just a few days ago. So people projecting, well, who could do it? Who's active now? And it's just staggering what a Derek Jeter would need to do, or an Ichiro would need to do. They said, now, if you counted all of Ichiro's hits from Japan, then you'd have a shot.
That's not going to happen.
No. 1-1.
So that leads me to bonus trivia.
Okay.
Because I think most folks know that Pete Rose is the all-time hit leader. And most folks know that he passed Ty Cobb to become the all-time hits leader. So my question is, who's number 3 on the all-time hits list?
Good question. Strike makes it 1-2.
The answer may surprise some folks because he's known more for his power. But it's Henry Aaron.
Thought you were going to drag that out a little longer. But I'm glad you didn't.
Well, so what I want to know is who's 4th on the all-time hit list.
Chris Johnson with the throw over to first. That's out number 3. And it's no runs, no hits, and a man stranded. It's 1-1 in the 5th. Second half of the season stars for the Astros, and we'll take a look at that here as Fred Myers bats and takes ball 1. Hunter Pence with the 12 homers, 44 runs batted in. Actually, the 44 runs batted in leads the league in the second half. It's Johnson 333. So the second half has been a very good one for this ball club with a 32-22 record. Brewers, since the All-Star break, have gone 26-27.
So what folks around here are hoping that The second half run that the Astros have had will be similar to what has happened out in San Diego. Padres very good the second half of last year, and they've been contending, but in first place most of the year out west.
Well, the Astros since the All-Star break have made up 5.5 games rather on the Brewers. Check swing call was made by Tim Welke, the crew chief at first. Myers looks at strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Narveson. Michael Bourne singled, stole second, and scored in the first on the Jeff Keppinger double. And he put down a beautiful bunt. But Ricky Weeks made a tremendous play to throw him out in the third.
Gamble shallow and off the line at third base. Trying to plug that hole a little bit between third and short.
It's 1-1. The Brewers had winning baseball last year at Minute Maid Park. They were 5-4. But they're 0-3 this year, and they're 28-53 in their history at Minute Maid Park. 1-2. Ken Maka's club, with much higher hopes than the 66 and 76 record they carry into this game tonight. Bourne taps it. Narveson's over in bare hands. 2 outs. AT&T has some trivia, and then JD has to give us that number 4 man on the hit list too. This trivia. Let's see what Jeff Bagwell has to do with this, if anything.
He's working on his slider grip.
When was the last time the Astros had 5 players with 20 homers, and who were they? Was it the Killer B era? It was not. Jeff Keppinger's 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Well, the year they set the record in 2000.
Yeah.
Not that year?
It was after that.
Bagwell, Berkman, Ensberg, Hidalgo. I'm just throwing names out. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Three balls, no strikes. Who's your number 4 man on the hit list?
Oh, Stan Musial.
Okay, very good. 36-30. Ball 4 to Keppinger.
Yeah, and exactly same number home and road.
Yeah,
I would figure that out, but the math's a little too tough for me to divide that by 2.
18-15.
There you go. The War of 1815 was very important in history.
Yes, it was. Whatever it was. There you have it. Hank Aaron, 37-71 in third, and Stan Musial, then Tris Speaker, the Gray Eagle.
Tris Speaker, a Texan.
Yeah.
Big-time doubles hitter.
Hunter Pence looks at ball 1. Well, you mentioned doubles. Speaking of singles, who won the men's U.S. Open title today? Did you hear?
I did not hear. I honestly don't even know who's playing.
Well, it may have been rained out again. It was Novak Djokovic. And let's see who the other guy was.
Nadal?
Yeah. 2-0. Phil Boudreau has come up with Jeff Bagwell, Jeff Kent, Morgan Ensberg, Richard Hidalgo, and Lance Berkman. 0-3.
I got a text from my buddy Matt. He said 2005.
Oh,
that would have been Beltran's year.
Well, he was gone after. Let's see.
04. 04.
Could have been 04. I wondered about the year he was here. Beltran was the last 20-20 guy. Hunter Pence would be the next to join him with a couple more steals. There's a strike, make it 2-1. Hunter has 18 stolen bases and 24 homers. So 2 more steals, and he's the first Astro since Beltran with 20 of each. And it will be the 9th in Astros history. 3-1.
He's worked himself into a nice count here. Narveson just missing, apparently a little low with that last fastball. See if he's willing to be aggressive with this one.
In the dirt. Back-to-back walks, and Carlos Lee comes up. We have the trivia answer, though. AT&T lets us know that it was in 04, Berkman, Bagwell, Kent, Biggio, and Beltran.
Now you referred to the Killer Bee era.
Yeah.
Do we have a defined time period? Is that any time Bagwell and Biggio were together? I mean, how many Bs qualify?
Well, I define it as the Derek Bell and Sean Barry and Bagwell and Biggio era, yeah. But others may define it differently. That was when it first came up. They were first called the Killer Bees. Rick Peterson, the pitching coach, out for a little pat on the shoulder for Narveson, who's thrown 74 pitches.
You can understand him being cautious with Pence there on 3 balls, 1 strike. The problem, of course, now he's added 1 more base runner, and Carlos Lee steps in. So Peterson wants to put a positive thought in his head and give him a little bit of a game plan against Carlos here. Tight game. Myers really pitching well. Peterson and Maka over there on the Brewer bench know this could be a game changer, this confrontation right here.
Strike 1.
Smart pitch. Carlos goes up in these RBI situations and likes to get after that first fastball. Give him a good changeup. Troy took the follow through in the coconut, I think.
Yes.
Ouch.
Foul ball, and Lee did not mean to swing at that one. It's quickly in an 0-2 hole.
Yeah, well, after that good changeup, that 87 looks like 94, especially when it's coming up and in on you. Battle time now for Carlos.
Popped up. Lucroy makes the grab on it, and it's no runs, no hits. 2 men stranded after 5. Brewers 1, Astros 1. Light freeze cam showing you a Narveson pitch and a Bourne beautifully placed bunt. But then Ricky Weeks with the underhand throw nabs him at first. The Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light. Gorgeous play by Ricky Weeks, one of the best we've seen in a long time by a second baseman on a bunt like that. Now it's 1-1, and in the 6th inning it's Corey Hart who homered, taking strike one. Hart struck out in the 2nd. His long ball came in the 4th.
Well, here goes Myers into the 6th one more time. And well poised to give the Astros a couple more, probably. He's only thrown 78 pitches. So unless things come unglued here, he's in pretty good shape.
1-1 as Myers helps out the bullpen. That Houston bullpen has really gone to the whip. Astros have the best team ERA, though, in the majors since August 13th. 1-2.
Now, the Astros have been doing a lot of winning lately, but there just haven't been that many easy games. You know, I'm trying to think back. When was the last time they won a game like 8-1?
Oh boy!
They held the other club down, scored early, and then added on, and there was never any sense of we got to make moves and play the matchup game out of the bullpen.
2-2. Well, that's going to send us paging back to the scorebook. Phil Boudreau comes up with August 15th, an 8-2 win over Pittsburgh. Wow. Almost a month. Our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast came in the 4th inning when Corey Hart did this to a 1-1 pitch.
And tried to get in there on him, but he was able to get the hands pulled in and the barrel out in front. And that's what's made him such a good hitter, because he's so long and strong. He covers the outside part of the plate. And you feel like you have to crowd him. He's not one-dimensional. He can get to that ball. I mean, it's not a bad idea to try to pitch him in. But he's not the kind of guy that you can just pound away in there and have success with. He'll make adjustments.
3-2 to Hart. Astros starting pitchers have a 2.61 ERA the last 32 games. And that is strike 3. Number 8 for Myers.
Hart pleading the high knee defense there to Mike Demuris. I'm a big man. That's not a strike. Fox Tracks had it right at the knees. Number 7 there on your grid. Not where he catches it, where it crosses the plate.
Pitchers always point that out. Matt Gamble takes ball 1. He's 0 for 2. The last game Prince Fielder missed was September 3rd, 2008 against the Mets. 2 years ago.
Come on. You see what cute?
No, what did he?
He took his glove and rolled the ball into fair territory before picking it up and making the play. He's got a bag of tricks. Watch this. There, that's fair. It's fair.
Nobody saw it either.
No, nobody.
Foul ball there makes it 1-2.
Now he gets it right off the forearm.
You know he's good for at least a couple of those a game usually. Prince Fielder's current 327 game playing streak is the longest in the majors and the longest in Brewers history, but he may get in later.
Right arm exposed, and I don't know if he got the hand or just at the top of the knee.
Couldn't tell. Strikeout looking. That's 9 for Myers. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, be sure to join the Astros for Dog Day, presented by eBay Classifieds on Sunday when the Astros host the Reds at 105. For just $40, you get a bullpen box seat for you and your pooch, an Astros Dog Bowl, and you can participate in all the great pregame events. Visit Astros.com/dogday for tickets tonight. I wonder if I can bring my cat.
Mention of cats.
We're having cat day.
Well, that's a different deal.
I don't have a dog.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats don't really intermingle too well generally.
I think the Cats are going to be filing a lawsuit here.
Chris Johnson to his left. Gets his glove on it and rifles a throw. to get Gomez for a 1-2-3-6. Brett Myers has done it. 30 starts this year with 6 innings or more now. Johnson with a good play. 1-1. Narveson, who's pitching well against the Astros with just 2 walks, and they were back-to-back in the 5th inning and 6 strikeouts. Chris Johnson has struck out, and he's fly to right. The Astros are 24-14 against lefties this year. There's ball 1. That's the second best winning percentage against left-handed starters in the National League. Florida's 30-13 for the best. And yet, looking at the offensive numbers for the Astros against left-handed pitching, it really doesn't explain that number. Their on-base and slugging numbers are both lower against left-handers than they are against right-handers this season. I think they've just pitched better in games started by opposing lefties. Rolled out to Weeks. 1 out. And it's Brett Wallace next. Wallace is grounded out to second and struck out looking.
Yeah, the offensive numbers don't add up. It's really hard to make the case that they play better against left-handed pitching. I mean, if they don't hit better, you're not going to steal as many bases with a lefty on the mound.
True.
It's just one of those coincidental things. For whatever reason, they pitched better when the other team is throwing a lefty. That's all I can come up with.
Yeah, that's about it. Wallace looks at it. It's ball 1. Out of Cheesehead there.
Look at she's like, I can't believe my brother is wearing that hat. What a jerk.
She does kind of have that look on her face.
Told you to leave that at home.
Good balls, no strikes. Well, there's no point in leaving a Cheesehead in the closet. Gotta wear that Cheesehead hat. Doesn't do any good in the closet. That's lashed on a line to right field. Wallace smacks a single in front of Corey Hart. Hit number 6 for the Astros.
She had a goofy hat too. She just wasn't wearing it.
Good swing for Wallace. Now it's Manzella coming up.
And on top of that high fastball. Handling pitches up there recently. We've faced a lot of hard throwers. Much tougher to get on top of that pitcher than the guy who's throwing 94 miles an hour.
Manzella whacks one to left center. Gomez cuts over to make the catch. 2 outs. And it's Humberto Quintero next. Looked pretty good leaving Tommy's bat. Quintero was struck out and bounced into a force play. Cincinnati leads Arizona 7-2. It's the bottom of the 7th inning at Great America Ballpark. Orlando Cabrera has hit his 4th home run now. That's strike one. The Reds are 81-62, so they clinch a record above 500 if they win this game tonight. First time since '99, I believe.
Yeah, they're in real good shape. I was looking at the numbers today. If they were to go 9-10 the rest of the way, the Cardinals would have to go something like 17-4 to run them down.
Bronson Arroyo started tonight. He went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. So we should be seeing him here over the weekend.
It's important for him because he'd been struggling. He lost his last 3 at a very high ERA in that stretch.
And he's up for Saturday night against Nelson Figueroa at 6:05. 1-2 Friday night. It's Wandy Rodriguez and Johnny Cueto at 7:05. Sunday, a 1:05 start for Brett Myers and Travis Wood.
Not happy with this call. Let's see. Borderline.
He swings at one in the dirt, and now here's a throw. Well, that's out number 3. So Quintero looking around, but he has struck out to win the inning, and it's no runs, a hit, and a man left, and it's 1-1 after 6. Is brought to you by your Texas Chevy dealers, by Capital One, and by Verizon Wireless. Pitching duel inside Minute Maid Park tonight. Brewers 1, Astros 1. Brewers have 5 hits. The Astros with 6. No errors tonight. Milwaukee is stranded 6. Houston has left 7. The Corey Hart homer in the 4th inning, tying it for the Brewers, his 28th of the year after the Astros jumped right on Chris Narveson. They had a Michael Bourne leadoff single, a steal, and a Jeff Keppinger double. There are the 2 pitching lines stacked on top of each other, really close in just about all those numbers.
And Myers with 9 punch-outs. Career high is 12. He's done that 3 times. Last time against the Cubs back on July 27th.
Jonathan Lucroy looks at strike 1. He has walked and singled. Like the Brewers are getting ready to pinch hit for Narveson next. One goes foul. It snowballs 2 strikes. Chris Dickerson is on deck, a lefty hitting outfielder.
Hey, very nice. Good hands. Probably played a little third base in his day.
You know it. Grounded up the middle and into center field. And the number 8 hitter Lucroy has been on all 3 times. Brandon Kinsler is warming up in the bullpen. And Dickerson comes up to pinch hit. Dickerson came from Cincinnati to Milwaukee during this season. Narveson out of the game after an excellent effort tonight. And Brad Arnsberg will come out to the mound to go over the pinch hitter Dickerson. Narveson in 6 innings allowed the Astros 6 hits, 1 run. He had 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Steve Carlton went 38 straight to open a season with 6 innings or more. Kurt Schilling 35. Gibson had 35 and 34. Tom Seaver 32. Fergie Jenkins 31. And now Brett Myers has tied Blackjack McDowell, who went 30 straight starts to open a season and went 6 innings or more in 1993. Narvis threw 88 pitches, 56 were strikes. And it's Dickerson batting. 220. No homers, 5 runs batted in for Chris. He's had 91 at bats. As a pinch hitter, he's 2 for 10. Squaring and taking ball 1. Lucroy runs decently for a catcher. He has 4 steals in 6 tries. Now it's 2-0.
And I'd be surprised to see the Brewers take the bunt off here and give Dickerson a chance to swing 2-0. See if he can drive one in an alley somewhere.
Kinsler warming up. Dickerson had been with the Reds, but this year he was acquired from Cincinnati in a trade. Bunts back to the mound. Myers is instructed to throw to first, and he does to Keppinger covering. Sacrifice by Dickerson. Gets Lucroy over to second on out number 1 from 1 to 4.
Play it straight here, playing for a run in the 7th inning. Dickerson even on 2-0, asked to sacrifice and able to get it down. That's all, just get it out in front of the catcher, deaden it a little bit. And, most of the time you're going to be successful.
That gives Ricky Weeks the RBI opportunity. Weeks is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball to third, and Chris Johnson made an excellent play on that slow roller. Weeks from Southern University takes ball 1. CC Sabathia will not win his 20th tonight. He left the game after 8 shutout innings and a 0-0 game. So did David Price after 8. That shot goes foul, ricochets off the railing. Time for our extraordinary play. It's brought to you by Land Rover. It shows you the last time up for Ricky Weeks.
That little half swing slow roller out there to third base. Chris Johnson makes a fine play. Weeks can really get down that line.
Weeks hits one up the right field line. Hunter Pence hurrying over. And that ball just out of play for him.
Nice try, Hunter.
Weeks was the 2nd player drafted in the 03 draft.
Oh, 3?
Mm-hmm.
Who's number 1?
You would have to ask that. I don't remember. He's down on strikes. That's number 10. And Myers with a big strikeout game. Keeps it tied 1-1. Now it's Escobar coming up.
Delman Young.
Oh, yeah.
That time a slider. Weeks has seen it all from Myers tonight. The whole bag of tricks.
Escobar's 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch last time.
Yeah, that's kind of why, and again, The percentage play or the book play is to bunt there with Dickerson after the leadoff hit in the 7th inning, but not 2-0. They might let him swing. Yeah, it's been pretty tough, and I think it was count where you could count on getting a cripple fastball. So even if you swing and miss or you foul one off, then you can put the bunt back on. But a lot of times they'll turn the guy loose there.
Escobar takes it. 2-1 to the 22-year-old from Venezuela. And it was here in late July, and the Astros swept that series. Escobar was 0 for 9 in that series. Myers over the century figure, and pitch is thrown. 3 balls and a strike.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Braun on deck. So Escobar should get something in the strike zone here, but the problem for the hitters is, Myers' breaking pitches. He has such good command of them. You cannot just sit fastball here and assume you're going to get one.
He takes a strike, and it's 3-2.
However, if you get one, you probably ought to take a whack at it on 3-1.
Yankees in Tampa Bay, 0-0 going to the 10th. In the air to right. Big comeback for Myers, falling behind Escobar 3-1 and getting him to end the 7th inning for Milwaukee with no runs ahead and a man stranded. 1-1. By Verizon Wireless. Good evening here at Minute Maid Park for another pitcher's duel. And our first look at Kinsler. He was at the St. Paul Saints, the Independent American Association. Last July, his contract was purchased by the Brewers, and now here he is. He's made his major league debut, and it went well. 1 1/3 innings. He did not give up a run.
See the profile on Kinsler, 4th round pick of the Padres in 2004. Winnipeg, that's the team that Lanier managed for a time.
Now, last year he was purchased from St. Paul, went to Huntsville, the AA club of the Brewers. He was 1-2 there with a 4.54 ERA. Now Jeff Blum is pinch hitting for Brett Myers, 286 with 10 runs batted in. He had a looping pinch hit RBI double yesterday in the 5th inning against the Dodgers in the Astros 7-4 win. Hit it right inside the left field line. Now a smash foul right field side.
Great job by Brett Myers again tonight. The new Papa. stepped up and pitched to Danby. It would be nice to get him a W. The Astros locked up here 1-1 with the Brewers.
In 7 innings, Myers allowed 6 hits, 1 run, walked 1, hit a batter, fan 10.
Cannot lose, can win if the Astros score for him here in the bottom half of the 7th, so his undefeated home record will remain.
His 2.23 ERA at home, very much intact and going down a little bit with the 7 innings of 1-run baseball tonight. 1,000. That was the 14th double-digit strikeout game of Myers' career tonight. Inside to Blum. Myers had a 12 strikeout game here against the Cubs on July 27th. And he struck out 10 here on June 1st as well. Now Blum's worked his way back into the count at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Kinsler with pretty good movement on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got a little hesitation at the top of his delivery. A little funkiness to him.
Ripped into right. Corey Hart goes over to hold Blum to a single on a well-hit ball. 11 pinch hits for Jeff Blum, the club leader. Time for Jason Michaels.
Good swings throughout that at bat. Hit a couple of balls foul, but real good swings. He was on that fastball. A good stroke here.
Good way to start an inning. Jason Bourgeois comes in to pinch run for Blum. And now Speed Merchant at first. Speed Merchant at the plate. Michael Bourne. After Blum got it started, hit number 7 for the Astros. Bourne got that first hit of the game. That was in the first inning. Lined the ball by the third baseman, Gamble. And he stole second and scored. He's 1 for 3. Bourgeois, the former Milwaukee Brewer, draws a throw. Jason has 7 steals. He's been caught 3 times. Keppinger's on deck. Bourne is around to bunt and takes the pitch. Now the appeal went to third. He did not offer at it. Bill Welke with the call. We have the Welke brothers umpiring on this crew at the corners.
Joe and Tim, longtime Major League umpires. Michael able to pull the bat back in time. Makes perfect sense to bunt here. Play for a run. The Brewers only have 6 outs left.
Bourne has 5 sacrifice bunts this year.
Bobby Meacham will be keeping a clock on Kinsler's delivery time. If they feel like he's slow enough, they might take the bunt off and let Bourgeois just steal the bag. Pretty quick there, though. So let's see how the Astros play. Similar situation now. Michael up there, 2 balls, no strikes. They keep the bunt on, or they turn him loose. The wild card here is, with Bourne, the only circle could ever play in this situation. But with Bourne's speed, he's tough man to double.
Bunted in front of the plate. A look at second, but a throw to first by Lucroy to Ricky Weeks on the sacrifice from 2 to 4. He took a glance at second base. That's where the pinch runner pays off for Brad Mills.
Yeah. With apologies to Jeff Blum, if he was still the base runner, he'd be out.
Bourne got it down. 6th sacrifice for Michael. Now it's Keppinger. Keppinger has an RBI double, a single, and a walk tonight. Kinsler, 25 years old, from Las Vegas. Actually just turned 26 a while back. At Pasadena City College, Dixie State College in Utah. Keppinger looks
makes sense. Over to Dixie State College in Utah. Should be in Alabama.
Yeah, you'd think. Clevenger lays off. It's 2-0 to the 292 hitter with men in scoring position. Toronto 3, Baltimore 3. They're in the top of the 10th at Baltimore. Cincinnati 7, Arizona 2 after 8.
It looks like he's about 17 years old.
Back. Diving back, Bourgeois. That was a little bit closer than the guys in the Astros bench probably had hoped it would be. Yeah, he was leaning. Had to flop back into second.
He might have been thinking about taking that bag.
Almost looked like it. Now ball 3 to Capitson. Hunter Pence on deck. Kinsler made his major league debut Friday against the Cubs. Struck out 2 in that first appearance. That's a strike to make it 3-1. Kinsler was a Southern League All-Star with 10 saves and a 0.40 ERA. Clevenger works a walk. He will not chase that breaking ball. Third walk for Brewer pitchers, and it's Hunter Pence batting.
Good experience for a young pitcher like Kinsler. Get into a game on the road, a tight game like this late. Fair bit of energy in the ballpark. Not a big crowd, but fans are into it here. The Astros trying to move ahead in the bottom half of the 7th.
Pence with 2 fly balls and a walk tonight. With Carlos Lee on deck. Hunter's a .300 career hitter against the Brewers. And the rookie is visited by the pitching coach, Rick Peterson. There have been 20 blown saves by the Brewers bullpen. ERA is 4.65, 48 homers given up.
Yeah, they were a real mess early on.
John Axford is their closer, although Trevor Hoffman has closed several games and he reached 600 saves. Hunter Pence has hit .347 within the division this year. Foul ball, strike 1.
Good life on that 2-seam fastball, and you see the feedback from LaCroix pointing out to his young pitcher. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do right there. That's what Rick Peterson had to say when he came to the mound. Trust your stuff, be aggressive. It's just a ball game.
Something Rick Peterson might say.
Life goes on. Life's still going to love you in the morning.
Good pitch there, and it's 0-2. Really good spot for that slider.
Have a little that Bill Lee devil may care attitude sometimes when the pressure is on.
Strikeout of Hunter Pence. Kinsler doing a couple sliders, and he came under his hands with that fastball for out number 2.
Well, let's take a look at it after the meeting from Rick Peterson. A somewhat tentative Kinsler all of a sudden gets aggressive. 2-seamer with a lot of run in on the knuckles, then the slider of the outside edge. Hunter offering it 2 pitches out of the zone. And then that fastball, so he worked him out of the zone, but close enough to get Hunter in aggressive mode to swing. Good life on that heater.
Carlos Lee's 1 for 3 tonight. He gets a slider and it's strike one.
He's looking for that same first pitch that he threw Hunter, but not to be. Doing a nice job working the edges and beyond with the fastball slider combination.
Second major league appearance, looking polished. Lucroy with a stop, and it's 1-1. Yankees fail to score in the 10th at Tampa Bay. Still 0-0. Chad Gaudin's in the game for them now. Kerry Wood pitched the 9th. Lee takes it. It's a strike, and it's 1-2. That's a tough pitch.
If he gets out of this, this is going to be one of the all-time great trips to the mound by the pitching coach.
Yeah.
He's been stellar since Peterson went out there.
There's Johnson on deck. Liner into center field. Bourgeois around third. Coming home. Carlos Lee drives in the go-ahead run. 2-1 Astros in the 7th.
Well, he had Carlos down, but not out. And they hung him a 2-strike slider. Generally a bad idea. Obviously, it wasn't his idea. They're trying to go back down and away like they did with the first slider, but this one just hovered in the middle of the strike zone and up. The bio almost took his head off.
With RBI number 84, he ties Hunter Pence for the club lead.
Now Brett Myers with a chance to pick up a W.
He would be a 12-game winner if he does. Chris Johnson's 0 for 3. Strike one to CJ. Good 2 out, 2 strikes. RBI single from Lee. What he's done so many times in his career. Second half of the season, he has found that success again after struggling big time in the first half. Johnson's not biting on that. It's 1-1. Pittsburgh and the Mets, no score after 8. Broken bat and it goes foul.
If the Pirates could plea bargain for a tie, they would take it. They've won 15 games on the road all year. 15 and 55 for the Pirates on the road as they enter play tonight at Citi Field. Tell you what, this kid's going to break some bats. The movement he gets on that fastball, he'll get in on the hands of the right-handed hitters, and he'll get the lefties out at the end.
And Maka not shy about using him in a tight spot. Cubs lead the Cardinals 4-0, bottom of the 6th. Up the middle into center field. And now Keppinger comes home. And the ball gets by Gomez. And Lee is being stopped at third. Throw into second, not in time. 3-1 Astros. Johnson hits one through the middle. Also on a 1-2 count, as Lee did. He gets RBI number 43.
Well, maybe the biggest difference between pitching in the minor leagues and pitching in the big leagues is the percentage of mistakes you get away with. You get away with mistakes at the big league level, but far fewer than you do in the minor leagues. He's made some really good pitches in this inning. The 2 costly mistakes, the hanging slider to Lee, and now this fastball out of the plate to CJ. Well, that's a big knock. Had that lead a little bit. Now a chance to add a couple of more. The miscue by Gomez allows CJ to move into scoring position.
RBI single and an error on Gomez, his 5th. Runners in second and third for Brett Wallace, who had the single in the 6th inning on a 2-0 count. He'll be put on intentionally. And it's Tommy Manzella. He'll be the 8th Astro batter here in the 7th inning. Paid attendance is 31,342. Ken Maka's bullpen is 121 and lost 25. And his hitters, Braun, McGee, and Hart, will be coming up in the 8th inning, but he will have at least a 2-run deficit. It's the 4th walk of the game for the Brewers pitching staff. Manzella singled in the 4th inning to center. He lined out to center in the 6th. Tommy 1 for 3 tonight. Quintero's on deck. That's strike 1 to Manzella. Three for 8 with the bases loaded. Tommy came up yesterday with the bases loaded. Hit a ball to shortstop. Good play was made on him, and he was retired. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeff Samardzija got a spot start for the Cubs tonight. He went 5 2/3 and shut out the Redbirds. Now he's out of the game. Cubs leading 4-0. And it's Jaime Garcia. 2 balls and a strike. Carlos Lee had a big hit to give the Astros the lead. He's at third now with Chris Johnson at second and Brett Wallace at first. Now 3-1 to Manzella.
Not an optimistic look.
And it's ball 4, forcing in a run to make it 4-1 Astros. Manzella on the bases loaded walk gets his 19th run batted in, scoring lead. Johnson to third, Wallace to second, and Maka to the mound. We'll be back with the score: Houston 4, Milwaukee 1. Success. Jeff Kevinger's RBI double in the first inning made it 1-0, scoring Michael Bourne, who had singled and stolen a base. The Brewers answered with a fourth inning long ball from Corey Hart, his 28th of the year, tied it. And Brett Myers had a big strikeout night with 10 through 7 innings. And Carlos Lee just snapped the 1-1 tie with the RBI single, making it 2-1 Houston. Carlos later coming around to score the 1,000th run of his career just a moment ago on the bases loaded walk to Manziel, and now it is Todd Coffey in the game for Milwaukee.
Coffey talk works for the 62nd time after his sprint in from the bullpen. He gets people worked up. 4.75 ERA, 55 innings. He struck out 49, walked 21, allowed 7 home runs. Power guy gets good movement on a two-seam fastball. It'll work for around 93, 94 miles an hour. Maybe a little winded from his sprint from the bullpen.
Looks like it. Todd just turned 30 earlier this month. Humberto Quintero faces him. He's 5 for 17 with the bases loaded. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And the slider gets him to start the bat, and he's called for swinging it. Tim Wilkie with the strike one call.
We'll do a lot of head shaking tonight. I'm happy with all this one. No. Oh, my.
He just acts positively shocked and dismayed at that call.
Oh, line drive over second.
Out to shortstop. Escobar throws him out. And the Astros bat around in the 7th inning, opening up some room with 3 runs coming in. On 3 hits, an error, and 3 men left. It's 4-1.
Now with a 4-1 lead over the Brewers, and be sure to catch all the action of the 2010 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October 6th with the Division Series on TBS. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. 4-1, the Astros lead, and they go to the bullpen with Mark Melancon also making a change in left field at the same time. Carlos Lee coming out of the game after scoring the 1,000th run of his Major League career. And Jason Bourgeois stays in the game to play left field after pinch running for Jeff Blum.
Carlos, one of 29 active major leaguers who have scored 1,000 runs or more. Top of that list, A-Rod with 1,740 something. Mark Melancon's been good this year, hasn't he? 2-0, .142 ERA. The Astros have to get 6 outs before they give up 3 runs. Sounds pretty easy. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
Well, with Braun McGee hard, he'll face the 3-4-5 hitters here in the 8th inning. Ryan Braun has a double, a single, and a strikeout tonight.
Fernando Abad starting to warm in the Astro pen.
Yes, it is.
Cheddar.
Like one to Braun.
Little Wisconsin cheddar for you there.
Melanson last pitched on Friday in the Dodgers series, 2/3 of an inning. Did not give up a hit or a run. Has 8 straight scoreless appearances. 1-1.
Ball got away from him, but better to throw it up there than to hang it belt high.
Yeah.
Come right back with a good one now.
Two balls and a strike.
Not a guy normally you want to be careful with, but with this 3-run lead, situation says be aggressive.
Now 3-1. Melanson was at AAA most of this season. Going 7-1 with 7 saves and a 3.41 ERA for 2 different AAA clubs. Coming to Houston in the Lance Berkman deal. It's been drawn around and it's ball 4.
Not a good start for Mark.
Goes to the rosin bag and now faces Casey McGee, who's 0 for 3.
Apparently Ken Maka was notified early this afternoon by the trainer that the fielder was unlikely to be available, sick with those flu-like symptoms. I don't know if he's on the bench or if he's just back at the hotel.
Yeah, he may not even be here. McGee's hit the ball on the ground all 3 times, trying to break the Brewers club record for runs batted in by a third baseman. Strike to McGee. Ryan Braun set that mark with 97 in 07 before he moved to left field. Rafael Nadal won that U.S. Open title.
There we go, Rafi.
No balls, 2 strikes to McGee. Tampa Bay's batting in the bottom of the 10th, and it's 0-0 with the Yankees.
The Pirates Mets 0-0 after 9. So in this year, the pitcher just continues to be so.
In the dirt, 1-2.
Pods shutting out the Rockies 5-0, bottom of the 5th. 5 runs for the Padres in 5 innings. That is a big-time uprising for that club.
And Corey Lubke is shutting out the Rockies. Cincinnati beat Arizona 7-2. Bronson Arroyo picked up his 15th win, beating Barry Enright. Fouled away. Still 1-2 to McGee. Well, the Reds blasted 5 home runs tonight.
Singing, hey, it's good to be back home again.
Yeah. And they could stretch their lead over St. Louis to 7 games. Cardinals are being shut out at home by the Cubs 4-0, bottom of the 7th. Andrew Kashner in that game now for Chicago. Extra innings at Baltimore. Toronto 3, Baltimore 3, top of the 11th. Fouled away.
McGee in protect mode here, so he's able to foul off these breaking balls. And as a pitcher and a catcher, you get to a point where, okay, you see a guy staying back like that to protect against the off-speed pitch. You feel like, well, might be time to take a shot inside with a fastball. He's in that protect mode. He might not be able to pull the trigger on a good heater.
McGee looks at it. It's ball 2. McGee's been a solid third baseman this year. The Brewers have had some all-star third basemen down through the years. Don Money, Paul Molitor, Kevin Seitzer, Jeff Cirillo. McGee looks like he could hold forth at that position for a while. Foul back.
Putting up a good fight here. Everything's been middle away. Might be a time to take a shot inside. Try to tie him up.
Now, apparently the Brewers owner Mark Attanasio has talked about possibility with Prince Fielder's contract expiring after 2011. And they've attempted to sign him. They've been unsuccessful to an extension. They might go shopping him for pitching during the winter, but Ricky Weeks also has a contract expiring after 2011. And he's having a very good year. Line into right field. Hunter Pence comes up with it on the opposite field single by McGee, and Braun goes to second. First and second, nobody out as the Brewers come back.
Just great hitting there by Casey McGee. You could tell throughout that at bat. Once he got a couple strikes on him anyway, he was just willing to stay back and let the ball travel and be willing to shoot it the other way. And a series of curveballs and fastballs out away from him really played into his strategy, and finally gets one he keep in play. It's a good line drive single, and now a dangerous hitter strides up there. We could tie this ball game with one swing of the bat.
Corey Hart did hit one out with his second at bat of the game in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3. Bullpen busy for the Astros now.
Don't squeeze him now. I should point out, however, that the triple play is in order.
Henry Villar has joined Fernando Abad in the Astros bullpen. Chris Johnson is close to the line at third.
That's what I'm talking about.
He could start a triple play from where he is. But Hart runs well, so you might be thinking line drive triple play.
I'm looking for a little hot two hopper with some steam on it right over the bag.
Okay.
Catch it there and go around the horn. On 2, ready, break.
Love to see that conversation at the mound. 2 balls and no strikes.
Only Greg Maddux would make that call. Here's what I'm going to do, boys. I'm going to induce this rocket down to third base, and you guys take care of the rest.
Villar and Abad.
I love it. The youngsters.
There's a good pitch. 2-1.
Corey Hart selling out on a fastball there. Essentially a free swing. Well, challenge somebody. How can you throw me that 2-0 hook? Be a man.
Ground ball third, and it went foul. The Atlanta Braves blank Washington tonight 4-0. Derek Lowe getting his 13th win. The loser was the Cuban Maya for Washington.
Derek Lowe struck out 12 tonight. We've been battling some arm problems. Took some time off, and he's come back strong here the last couple times out.
And the Braves right on the heels of the Phillies, but they stay 1 game back as the Phillies pounce on Florida and win 11-4. That's up the right field line, foul and out of play.
As expected, the Rockies have scored 4 in the bottom of the 5th to make that a 5-4 ball game.
You know it. For the Phils tonight, it was Jason Worth hitting his 21st. Carlos Ruiz, number 7. Greg Dobbs, his 5th. Chase Utley, his 14th. Dan Ugla hit his 30th for the Marlins. And Logan Morrison, number 2. Ooh, 3 balls, 2 strikes now.
He just doesn't want to throw that fastball inside with conviction. You see that a lot when a pitcher's trying to go in on a hitter, and he kind of sinks it a little bit. He gets middle in but down, instead of pounding it in on their hands. Just trust that pitch, and that's part of the the catcher's responsibility is to know whether the guy can make that pitch or not. Look where he's going to try to go in with it again here.
Rip foul.
Yeah, look where he left it. So if you're Q, you might think, well, we want to crowd Corey Hart here. But you've taken a couple shots and missed both times, so it might be time for plan B. All right, that's not going to work. What's our next best option?
Fly ball at the end of the bat out to left center, and Bourgeois gets there. That might be a hit with some other left fielders playing in the league, but this one was covered by Bourgeois, and it turns into out number 1. And of course, it helps in this park where the left fielder generally plays closer.
Yeah, less room to cover out there, but a good break nonetheless by Bourgeois, because this is the kind of ball that sometimes an outfielder gets fooled by. Got a big guy up there, takes a full swing, and a lot of times there's a hesitation or even a step back before coming in.
So the defensive replacement works for out number 1, but now Brad Mills will look deeper into his bullpen to go further here in the 8th inning. Gamble, the left-handed hitter, scheduled up next, and it's 4-1 Houston. Back in a moment. At 2-1, then he scored the 1,000th run of his career on the bases loaded walk to Manzella. That made it 4-1. Corey Hart hit the solo homer in the 4th inning for Milwaukee's run, and it's still 4-1. But Henry Villar comes in with 2 men on and 1 out, and that's ball 1 to Gamble.
I like this. This is fun here. The critical situation late in the game. Brad Mills going to give the youngster an opportunity. He had a bot out there as well, a lefty, but I think he likes that sinking. I don't know if it's a changeup or just a sinker, but whatever it is, he throws about 85 and it goes down hard. That's a good ground ball pitch. I'm sure that's what Mills is thinking. I got a chance to get a double play here.
Villar pitched 1/3 of an inning against the Dodgers 3 days ago. And that was his major league debut in the 11th inning of that game Friday. Bounced that one, and Quintero knocked it down.
Yeah, kind of pulled that one a little bit and left it inside, but that's the one I'm talking about. The action on that pitch goes down hard. It's a great ground ball pitch.
Villar came in after the Dodgers had taken a 4-2 lead in the 11th. That one hit the umpire, Mike DeMuro. Villar made an error, and then he struck out Jamie Carroll, his first major league strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Henry in 36 games, 11 of them starts this year with Double-A Corpus Christi, was 4-7 with a 4.15 ERA. 23 years old, from the Dominican.
Sinker at 87. The book on him is average in terms of velocity, maybe even a little bit below, but good secondary pitches and pretty good idea of what he's trying to do out there.
Three-two pitch coming from VR. And he gets a strike there. Wow. 2 outs.
Again, good downward action. Gamble, that's a hero swing there. He's trying to get out in front and lift one. Maybe jog around the bases and get high fives for everybody, but instead ends up empty.
Carlos Gomez is 1 for 3, an infield hit.
From 0 to hero, or 0 to 0, awfully quick in this game.
Jonathan Lucroy's on deck. Out into center field, charged by Bourne. Here's the go-ahead, and the throw into the plate doesn't get there. Braun scores run number 2, and it's 4-2. Brad Fisher sent him, and Braun scored easily. Gomez picking up his 23rd run batted in.
Talked about Braun earlier. Runs well, smart base runner. No real chance to throw him out here. The play is to make sure that the batter runner, Gomez, does not move into scoring position. So if you come up and uncork a wild one home, that's precisely what would have happened. He's the most important guy. He's the tying run.
He's at first base with 2 down for Lucroy. He has 2 singles and a walk. Ball 1 to him with a pitcher spot due up next.
And VR, the little bit we've seen of him, he may even be a guy who's better against lefties than righties, because that pitch right there is moving into a righty swing a little bit.
1 ball, 1 strike. Joe Inglet comes out to the on-deck circle. A left-handed hitter. Tap goes foul. It's 1-2. Brandon Kinsler in 2/3 of an inning gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. He walked 3 and Fan 1. Whoa. 2-2.
Probably not what he had in mind with that one. Sometimes you can be around the plate too much and hitters get comfortable.
Tampa Bay beat the Yankees 1-0 in the 11th. In the air, and Manzella out. Bourgeois is in. That'll do it in the 8th inning as the Brewers come up with a run. On 2 hits, they leave 2. It's now 4-2 Astros in the 8th.
proud sponsor of youth baseball programs throughout the state of Texas. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy's commitment to youth baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. 4-2 ball game here. Youngsters with their gloves, hoping for some action. Well, there was plenty of action in the Astros 7th. They batted around, and Milwaukee came back with a run in the top of the 8th inning. So now the 2-run lead brings the Astros up in the bottom of the 8th. Todd Coffey stays in because the pitcher spot is due up first in the 9th inning. And he will be facing Jason Bourgeois, who went into pinch run and scored after the Jeff Plum pinch single began the go-ahead rally in the 7th. Jason, a former Brewer, with 73 at-bats for the Astros, carries a .233 average. He has no homers, 3 runs batted in. Reed Brignac hit a game-winning homer for Tampa Bay in the 11th. Bourgeois takes, and there's ball 1.
That moved them into first place?
Let's see. Yes, by a 1/2 game.
The Yankees have lost 4 in a row. They were just swept by the Rangers.
One ball and 1 strike. Yankees actually have 1 loss more than Tampa Bay. Brignac's homer came off Sergio Mitre, the losing pitcher. This is 7th of the year. Brad Balfour got the win. Mitre 0-3 now. Little roller. Barehanded by Coffey, and he got it.
Look at the big man.
Coffey percolating on that one.
Wow. This is one heck of a play by Todd Coffey. We saw the play earlier from Weeks. We anticipate that kind of a play from Ricky Weeks, but not from Todd Coffey. The big fella moving well and under control. It's really the third baseman's play. That's a charge you don't want to draw. If you're Matt Gamble, go ahead and let the big man handle it.
Ooh. Outstanding work. And that's the way his outing ends. We'll be right back with the score 4-2 Houston. Nobody on. Todd Coffey leaves after 2/3 of an inning, allowing no hits, no runs, with no walks, no strikeouts. And lefty Zach Braddock, 23 years old, comes in with a 1-2 record.
Yeah, he's having a pretty solid year. 2.90 ERA, better than a strikeout an inning. Lefty with a good heater. Delivery reminds you a little bit of Billy Wagner. Hasn't pitched in a week.
Faces Michael Bourne.
Should be fresh. Might not be sharp.
There's ball 1. Mike McClendon is warming up. In that game last Monday against St. Louis, Braddock worked 1/3 of an inning, allowing an earned run. He had 13 straight scoreless appearances prior to that. Came up from Nashville back in May. Pitched 4 times against the Astros this year. Grounded into right field. Michael Bourne with a single. His second hit of the night.
Going first time up off the lefty Narveson to left field. Now he takes this lefty and turns on one and yanks it through the hole for a base hit. Couple good swings from Michael. Been swinging it well here in recent days. Ken Maka going to the mound again. Oh, it's September baseball. You got to love it, folks.
Absolutely.
One slow stroll to the mound after another. Managers don't get paid to entertain, they get paid to win.
4-2 game. The Astros have the lead, and we'll be right back. Number 5 for Ken Maka tonight. And he's a 10th round pick by the Brewers in 06. Went to Seminole Community College. He's a native Texan from Arlington, 25 years old, 29 and 23 in his career in the minors.
Yeah, he's got a fastball and a breaking ball and an off-speed pitch.
How did you know that? Well, we're about to see something here from Mike McClendon as he faces Jeff Keppinger, who has 2 hits and 2 walks tonight.
And he's not related to Lloyd.
He last pitched on Monday against the Cardinals, 1 inning, struck out a couple last Monday.
Ooh, a little funky going on.
He got a chance to come up when LaTroy Hawkins went on the disabled list back in mid-August from Nashville, where he had a 2.44 ERA.
He was an all-star in the PCL.
Last year he was at Huntsville all year. Ran that one in on Keppinger, who took it for ball 2. Now Hawkins signed a 2-year deal with the Brewers, so his loss was a major one for them. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Sabathia tonight in 8 innings gave up 2 hits, no runs, struck out 9. Price 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs. The pitching duel did materialize, but neither starter was in on the decision. 3-1.
A couple of heavyweights going toe-to-toe there, Price and Sabathia. Outstanding stuff.
Well, with Tampa Bay taking over the lead, and the wild card is not close. The Texas Rangers have to be watching that series fairly closely after what you told us they did against the Yankees with that sweep. They've won 5 in a row coming into tonight, and the way things are right now, If the Yankees finish first, the Rangers would play them in the first round of the playoffs. Runner going and fall for it. Runners at first and second now.
Either way, for the Rangers, it's a tough draw. I don't know that you could argue that you'd rather face Tampa or New York. Both very good teams. Minnesota's got 85 wins. They've won more games in the second half than anybody in baseball.
Hunter Pence is 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Boston got 3 in the second at Seattle and leads 3-0 in the bottom of the third with John Lester on the mound. In tight to Hunter, ball 1. Jason Michaels is on deck. The pitcher spot is due up next. Strike makes it 1-1.
So you would put McClendon under the category of crafty right-hander.
Yeah.
On a hard thrower, a little deception in his delivery, kind of a sneak attack delivery, jumps at the hitter.
Bourne draws some attention at second base. The Brewers last year won 80 and lost 82. Right now they're 10 games under 500. One and 2 to Hunter. They were shut out twice in a row by the Cubs in the previous series, and then they blanked Chicago yesterday 2-0 behind Yovani Gallardo. Hunter started the bat and he stopped it. It's 2-2. Choking up so much the way he does gives him control of that bat. Carlos Villanueva is warming up.
RBI situation. Hunter obviously wants to try to drive that run in, but you got to be patient and make sure you get a pitch in the zone, something you can handle.
Bouncer second, Weeks with the feed. Escobar the middleman. 4-6-3 double play. Gets the Brewers out of the 8th inning with no runs, a hit, and a man left. Moving to the 9th. Astros 4, Brewers 2. Baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the 2010 F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. It's 4-2. The Astros lead, and Henry Villar came out until Joe Inglet was announced as the pinch hitter, and that's what Brad Mills wanted to do. forced the hand of his managerial opponent, Ken Maka, in this game. The left-handed hitting Joe Inglet was announced, so it'll be the left-hander Fernando Abad coming out of the bullpen. We'll be back in a moment. Who was announced as the pinch hitter leading off the ninth inning, and with the announcement that it was lefty hitting Joe Inglet, they brought Fernando Abad out of the bullpen. He's 0-1 with a 2.84 ERA. Now Matt Lindstrom is warming up, and we'll see who gets the final outs of this game. But we do think that Lindstrom is designated as the closer tonight because Brandon Lyon has pitched 4 days in a row.
So Brad Mills, instead of just handing the ball to Lindstrom for the ninth, he's going to play it situationally. And with the left-handed hitting Inglet scheduled, he brings in Abad. Of course, now Ken Maka is going to counter with Lorenzo Cain.
Cain, a very good player defensively, comes up with a 258 average, no homers, 6 runs batted in. He's had 93 at bats with the Brewers. There's ball 1 to him. As a pinch hitter, he's 1 for 2. Has a 314 on base average. That's a strike for Abad, who worked yesterday 1 2/3 innings. He retired 5 men in a row coming in the 7th inning with a man on base, and the Astros leading it 6-4. That one breaks into the zone, and it's 1-2 on Lorenzo Cain. Cain, 24 years old, from Valdosta, Georgia, a 17th round pick in 04 by the Brewers. Lines one over third base into the left field corner, and he runs to second with those long strides. A pinch double for Cain.
We had a nice series against the Astros in Milwaukee last time we were there. Good looking young hitter. Doesn't really have a lot of plate discipline yet, but strong and fast. Boy, can he scoot.
Well, in fact, he had a pinch double in that series at Milwaukee. He gets another one here. And with that, Brad Mills will bring in Matt Lindstrom, it appears, with the score 4-2 Houston. Back in a moment. to protect this lead and put it away. And they've called on pitcher number 5, Matt Lindstrom. Into the harmonica strains. So what was that?
A little musical interlude, Brownie.
Okay. All right.
All these pitching changes. Just trying to change the tune, change the tone.
Ricky Weeks is 0 for 4. Lindstrom throws ball 1 to him. Brandon Lyon not available because of recent appearances, and they've been numerous, 4 straight. Lindstrom with just 1 batter in his appearance yesterday. I think just 1 pitch was deemed to be the closer du jour because of Brandon's heavy load. There's a fly ball to left center.
You got a man there.
Michael Bourne's 1 out. And the skipper talked about this before the game tonight. He's really trying to limit the batters that each reliever faces because the appearances have been so numerous for just about everybody in the bullpen. So he was hoping that Abad could get 1 out there, but that didn't happen. So now Lindstrom required to get 3 to get the win, and there's that first out to left center.
Yeah, and I agree with Millsy's philosophy about resting guys. I think managers they just love having all those arms out there where they can play the matchup game. It's in your nature as a manager to take advantage of every opportunity you have to get the edge. And you got so many guys at your disposal.
Yeah,
it's hard not to use them.
Escobar's 0 for 3, hit by a pitch as well. Watches the breaking ball for ball 2. Lindstrom has pitched 6 times since he came back from the disabled list. He has 22 saves this year in 28 opportunities, a 2-4 record. And 41 strikeouts and 18 walks in 48 1/3 innings.
It's been a while since he's been in this position. A chance to pick up a save in the 9th.
2-1. Yeah, his last save came back on July 16th at Pittsburgh. And then he ran into problems with blown saves August 6th and 10th, and he got a loss on the 16th. And at that point, he went on the disabled list, came back off the DL September 1st, and in the last 6 outings off the DL, he has an ERA of 0. He's come in with tie scores in 2 of those. Jam shot to the right side. Keppinger calls. 2 outs. The Brewers have put 2 losses on Lindstrom this year. Both of those games in Milwaukee.
And Prince Fielder's name on the lineup card tonight, not in the lineup. And to our knowledge, he's back at the hotel battling the flu or symptoms similar to the flu. But there's no guarantee that Brad Mills is aware of that. He probably is now, because I think if Fielder were available, he would have hit right there, if not before.
Ryan Braun has a double and a single, also a walk and a run scored in 4 trips. Braun is 0 for 2 with 2 punch outs against Lindstrom. And there's ball 1. Lindstrom got a blown save and a loss in Milwaukee August 6th. Joe Inglet hit a pinch 2-run homer off him, and Fielder had a 2-run game-winning hit in the 9th. And Matt is 0-2 with a 13.50 ERA against Milwaukee this year. 2-0 to Braun. Casey McGee's on deck.
Dangerous pitch coming here. One of the best hitters in the league. He's got a base open.
Fastball right there for a strike. 2-1. Astros trying to get a jump on Milwaukee in the season series, which is tied at 6-6. They're shooting for their 16th win in the last 22 games. Foul away.
They're up in the dome. Let's get them up at home. That's what Milo used to say all the time.
Yeah. Now they're wondering what to do with the Astrodome in Houston. Braun with a fly ball to right center. Hunter Pence is calling for it. And Lindstrom gets save number 23. Brett Myers with another outstanding game. As the Astros broke the tie with 3 in the 7th, will be the winner. He's 12-7. And Brad Mills' club has won 16 of 22, taking this one 4-2.